Hi, folks. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Hello,
Afternoon, everybody.
Hi, everybody. No veo a nadie
We'll
más.
just give it a few more seconds for folk to join. We've got lots of people piling into our virtual tour. First one of the year, I think.
It's the first one of the year. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We've got some much needed sunshine down here in Hampshire today, so we were slightly worried that we wouldn't get many of you tuned in, but there's a large number of you signed in to hopefully enjoy some of the birds of the Ecuador and Andes. For myself and Sarah, it's a bit of a reminder of those deep, dark days of lockdown when we did these virtual tours. It was pretty much the only thing we could do in sections of 2020 and 2021. Of course, the world's now reopened, and we're very grateful to be able to be sending groups around the world as a tour operator. But this is a traditionally quiet time of year for these kinds of offerings. Clearly, it's peak European season for us. All of our groups are over in the Mediterranean and further afield. But we just wanted to keep things bubbling and ticking over and give you some sessions this spring to allow you to just keep involved with what's going on at Nature Trek. So this is the first of two virtual tours. We've got another one tomorrow, further on down the western slope of the Ecuador Andes. We've also done two webinars recently on great whales and Antarctica. And we've got two coming up as well, one on Ghana and the pangolins, and one on wild dogs in Botswana. So do join us for those. But today we are joined by my old friend Roberto Cedeño in the lovely hat there in just outside Mindo in western Ecuador. Roberto leads a number of our tours in Ecuador each year, especially the Ecuador's mammals tour, which goes after mountain tapir, Andean bear, and giant river otters and lots of primates in the Amazon. So Roberto does a great job on that tour with his broad interest in all things natural history. And today we find Roberto in the Western Andes, just outside the town of Mindo. I'll break off in a second and just show you on Google Maps exactly where he is. Pero buenos días, Roberto, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, muchas gracias, Andy. How's everybody doing? Wonderful to be part of this. It's an amazing opportunity. I'm excited because actually you cannot believe how many birds I'm seeing around, and it's wonderful to be here right now. Yeah, Andy.
Good. So it's a dry morning over there. It's an area of the world that has some of the highest rainfall of anywhere
Andy?
on Earth, but it's dry this morning, about 17 degrees. So a nice, pleasant morning for you. And it's bright and early, just after 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, right now it's 7:07 in Amagusa. We are right now watching an amazing parrot that actually comes to this location. One of the best places to see this rose-faced parrot. And there's a big flock of them feeding on bananas, especially they like a very specific stage of bananas. And that's what we are seeing. One individual that's actually hungry and just moving into the Pancho, the parrot. Pancho, the parrot. There you go. We want to show you how they feed and what they feed on, and that's one of the things that it's so exciting to show up. And this is the only place where you can get it without actually just hoping. And this is almost guaranteed a place to see this amazing parrot.
Yeah, so, lovely, Roberto. And yes, nice view there, just with his head hidden. I will be writing out the names of the birds as they appear on the screen. So we just added them to the chat.
Or do you want to keep asking questions?
Yeah. Sorry, me and Roberto were just speaking over each other there. I will be adding the names of the birds in the chat if you want to follow those. We've got a camera on the platanos, the bananas up there in the tree. Lovely view of rose-faced parrot. We've also got a camera on some hummingbird feeders and hopefully see some tanagers come down to a table as well.
Yes, that's the idea. More parrots are coming to the place, to the tree. Right now we have
Roberto's frozen there for a second. We have had quite a few hummingbirds come to the feeder this morning.
Yeah, I'll just spotlight that feeder in case something comes back just while we're waiting for Roberto to reconnect. There's been quite a lot of activity. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's violet-tailed, velvet purple coronet. which is restricted to northwestern Ecuador, southwestern Colombia, and a beautiful black-chinned mountain tanager, one of my favorites. Oh, and a glistening green tanager as well. Look at that, black-chinned mountain tanager and glistening green tanager together there on the banana feeder. A very special bird of western Ecuador.
Glistening green tanager. There they are. Can you
What a stunning
you
bird.
see this amazing bird that actually is feeding in the banana right now? Glistening green tanager.
Rufous-throated tanager.
I'm checking. Look at the rufous-throated tanager. Rufous-throated tanager. It's a very nice rufous-throated tanager. And we can see again the glistening green tanager. And in a minute, there will be actually maybe another species of tanager. We have sorry about this, but actually there's so much birds around that I'm trying to cameras. We have cameras in the feeders, but in the hummingbird feeders, but there's no hummingbird yet. But we have another tanager, and that's actually the
Golden Nate. See the lovely little spot on the back of his head, Golden Nate tanager. These are my favourite family of near-tropical birds, the tanagers, undoubtedly. They're bright, they're conspicuous, they're easily identifiable. And with the modern advent of these feeding stations, it's a wonderful experience for photographers up in the Andes of Ecuador.
Yeah, I could see Roberto itching with his camera, trying to subtly take photos while he was waiting for things to come in.
That's a velvet purple coronet back on the feeders now. If you have any questions, folks, there's just a little bit of a connectivity issue by the look of it in Ecuador, which isn't unusual. We're just depending on the lodge's Wi-Fi here. So bear with us on that. But if you have any questions, fire them across on the chat.
we are having technical problems. You know, we are in the middle of nowhere, and sorry, but my computer is not working properly, and it's coming off the signal. So that's why I end up actually just talking to myself. But I'm having fun anyway. But right now, can you there's a velvet purple coronet in the feeder right now. It's another choco endemic. What a beauty right there. In this hummingbird,
Can you bring that up on the main camera, Sarah?
Yes, the hummingbird, yeah. It's going quite slowly.
Can you hear me
There
now?
we go. Oh,
Yes.
wow. Oh, long-tail Sylph.
Wow, Sylph, amazing. Violet-tailed Sylph is actually there, and then to the right, the brown violet ear. Brown violet ear. There's sexual dimorphism on these Sylphs. Females are actually different from the male. There's special, but the male is amazing. Right now, we are not having any hammers in the feeder, but more parrots. I can hear actually more parrots coming to feed. There's an Empress Brilliant.
Empress Brilliant, lovely bird.
Empress Brilliant in the right. And look at the female, the Sylph. That's a female violet-tailed Sylph. Look at the white throat and the rusty belly. Cool. That was amazing. Esto pues pongo.
That's the velvet purple coronet again. This is what things are like. If you're with a birding group in Ecuador, dawn is heralds. Oh, golden tanager.
Oh, wow.
Tanager, golden Nate tanager. That's 2 jewels here. That was actually a glimpse of another tanager behind. That's a flame ram tanager female, just came there in the picture for a brief second. So look at that beauty. Pancho is there is the female. Look at the bluish bill and the kind of dull yellow. Those are actually young ones, probably from the nest, same nest. 2 females so far of flame ram tanagers. They do show this bluish bill. Oh, look at that. That's a blue-gray Tanager. Blue-gray Tanager. And this Tanager shows actually the blue patch on the wing. If you we will go to the Amazonia, into the slopes or down in the lowlands, the blue-gray will have a big patch, white patch on the shoulder. So there's a very interesting situation there. Panchito keeps oh, look at that, the glistening-green Tanager for a brief second. There it is, feeding on the banana. The glistening-green Tanager and the flame-rammed Tanager female. They're feeding on the bananas right now. It's a very interesting aspect of where we are right now. The family that actually runs this business, this little enterprise, they're being able to do it every day for a few years. So they know the behavior of the birds. Look at the rufous-throated Tanager. Very speckled on the breast. Well done, Panchito, with that zoom there. You can see even actually the eyes, sharp eyes, wonderful bird. These Tanagers are actually quite common up in this location in the northwest Ecuador. We are in a bioregion. It's called the Choco, Andean Choco, or El Choco Andino in Spanish. And it's a hotspot in biodiversity, basically.
Just on that
So
note,
we
Roberto, let me just show people where we are, or where you are today.
got it.
I'm
sure
just
thing.
going to come away from the bird feeders and show you where we are. So just zooming out, Ecuador is this small republic on the western seaboard of the South American continent. You can see the equator line there, that dotted line going east-west through the continent of South America. If I zoom in, if you go on a birding tour to Ecuador, you'll fly into the capital of Quito, and Roberto and the team are just 2.5 hours northwest of Quito today at the Reserva Mashpi Amagusa, just in the foothills, upper foothills of the Andes. And if I just switch to satellite view, you'll see there's some decent forest cover around this whole area. If you go further on down the western Andean slope to the lower foothills towards the Pacific, you'll see the extent of forest deforestation down there. Lots of patchwork oil palm plantations particularly have really hit diversity. But up here in the Mindo area, just unbroken cloud forest as far as you can see. So that's where the team are today. Let's come back to you, Roberto.
We are right now. Okay, there we are.
Oh,
thank you, Andy. We have a black solitaire. It's one of the rarest birds that you can get in this location. It's always a hot spot, or it's always a wonderful thing to add to the list here. It's a very secretive, not very easy, but actually in this reserve, Amagusa, Mashpi Amagusa, they being able to set up an infrastructure where we can get this bird and have amazing pictures. Right now, it's becoming to be a common bird. When it used to be very unusual, very difficult to find it, now we have common visitors to the Amagusa Reserve, and that's makes everything so wonderful. Look at that bird. Those white chicks and the pups and the wings are actually, they're amazing. There's more than one bird right now. Oh, we have also, we put some corn, and we can see the white-throated quail dove feeding on it. It's being actually maybe 4 or 5 of them. And that actually feeding station attracts not just these quail doves, also some other species. Let's hope that we will get actually a chance to see them. What an amazing bird.
lovely Pancho.
Yeah.
Mary, thank you for your question. What altitude are we at? Roberto, you're at 2,000 and what meters? 2003, 2004?
We are right now at 1,285 meters above sea level. And we are actually north of the equator, by the way, like Andy described the location of Ecuador. Basically, we are just a few minutes north of the equator. Look at that beauty. What an amazing bird we're watching right now. There's a tricolor brush finch in the back, or choco brush finch, depending on the taxonomy, feeding on insects behind the black solitaire. I love when actually look at the lower mandible of the black solitaire. Yeah, just with this type of video or these opportunities to see it so close, you can get all of these beautiful fill marks, um, uh, um, and body marks that actually they're very attractive to enjoy. Look at that. Even
That's a
you can see
stunning
the iris
view
of
of what in the past years has been a very difficult bird to find. And yeah, so a treat to see that.
Oh, there's actually the flame-faced Tanager female again. I haven't seen a male. We need to see a male now. Oh, the hammer just left. They're always very discreet. Normally, hammers, when there's people watching quite close, they prefer to sit in the back of the feeder. But sooner or later, there will be more coming. The temperature is decreasing a little bit now, getting a little cooler and darker. That's why. But it's perfect. Actually, it's amazing. I like this type of conditions because it actually attracts more birds. It's kind of they like this, not too cold. Oh, that was a velvet purple coronet. There it is. Look at the white tail. You can get these flashes of white in the tail, and when the right light, oh look at that! You saw that black head or black hood with a purple breast. Amazing hammer. Yes.
Just coming back and forth. You can keep it nice and slow like I am, or you can start to pick up the pace.
A new tanager, guys. We have a flame-faced tanager feeding on the bananas now. That's new for our list today. What a gorgeous.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Flame-faced tanager.
Even it out. We'll come back to center. Bring the hands to the tops of the feet. Now on a nice.
Lovely, Roberto.
I'm trying to read now the Andy, you've been actually very well for being actually so far away. You know all of your birds from here. That's great. And yes, that was a plain velvet purple coronet just took off from the feeder. Pancho's trying to do his best to cover all of the cameras and make sure that everybody sees what we are seeing. But I'm right now checking, thanks to Pancho, I'm checking actually the questions you guys had, and I will keep you posted if I can. I'm not a big expert on this type of guiding. It looks like it's a lot of fun, but I will do my best. New hammer coming to the feeder. That was, I think, brown violet ears. Yes, brown. And there's a brown Inca. You notice the white shoulder patches, one on each side of the neck. That's an Inca, brown Inca. Just came to visit and he didn't stay long enough. It's because actually there's other. Oh, look at that with the eyebrow. Look at the speck breast, the green back. That's a velvet purple. It's well, sorry, a mental lagoon. Purple-bibbed white tip. Purple-bibbed white tip just came. There is again. It's a female purple-bibbed white tip. She has an eyebrow, and the build is not that long enough. But look at the specks or speckles in the breast, and the eyebrow. It's very distinctive of this species of hummingbird. Purple-bibbed white tip. The male has a purple bib actually, and a much bigger patch. There's the male. Oh my gosh, look at that. We are seeing the male right there with the also eyebrow and a big white patch on the tail. Cool. That's very nice. We still have actually the purple-bibbed white tip again. And Panchito found something new. Oh, the black solitaire. One of the things that I did, and this is one of the most beautiful birds, but it's not necessarily just because it's colorful. It's because it's actually not easy to find. Every time that we show up just before this reserve was created and they established this big push to see birds, we were actually always struggling to see this black solitary. Now there we are. Now it's a common bird. It's kind of a funny situation actually. You will see it almost it's almost guaranteed right now. And this time of the year, you can find them actually looking for insects around the lights in the lodge here. No hammers yet, but like I said before, actually something that was impressive for the owners here and also for Pancho for us is actually is unusually windy. It's unusually windy. It's not necessarily something that's been happening in the last few days or weeks, but today we got more wind than usual. Velvet purple coronet just took off from the feeder, and that's let's hope that we'll get more. Can you actually put the camera into the or there's something else feeding? One and solitary. I'm trying to find actually more birds to show you, new birds.
Yeah, Roberto, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, and if a new bird shows up, then you can just interrupt.
Sorry,
Oh,
that before those that's moss-back tanager. Now we can go home. That's normally what I actually say when we get this bird and this is the only place where you can get it. Actually, the conditions in here are actually so unique that this bird, it's quite common in here in Amagusa. The other thing is that actually I used to see it many years ago. I guess Javier maybe will remember, my friend and colleague, Javier Munoz. One of the things about actually this bird long time ago is that they were actually close to populated areas, not anymore. So deforestation is one of the examples, and that's one of the birds that actually is not easy to see in places maybe 20 years ago. So moss-back tanager was amazing. Look at the Empress Brilliant. We have the female again on the feeder, right-hand side of the feeder. She's quite impressive because actually she's the biggest hummingbird in the valley here. And there's a female Sylph in the back, I think. I saw the rusty belly. So go ahead, Andy. Let's shoot the questions.
yeah. Yeah, you're doing a fantastic job. Brown Inca there again, just flying in. Doing a fantastic job, Roberto. This setting is not what we're used to, of course. You're a guide, you're out in the field working with a group, and you're not used to being to a camera, so you're doing a great job. But I just wanted to ask you about life in Ecuador this year. There'll be a mixture of people watching, people that have been to Ecuador, people that are just curious, people that are planning a trip to Ecuador. And for those of us watching in the UK and North America today, we would have been aware of the travel warnings in place this year and the state of emergency and the civil unrest and that incident in Guayaquil in January where a TV station was held up at gunpoint. It's been a period of, that's a female Sylph, is it? Female violet-tailed Sylph on the left. It's been a period of unrest in Ecuador, but how have you experienced that as an Ecuadorian living and working in the country?
Right now with the basically the country is in peace. We are right now working hard to increase the safety. The government is right now with special actions that they've been happening in the last 2-3 months so far, and is being improving exponentially everything that we can do in this country. I've been guiding nonstop for a few weeks already, and it's been wonderful. It's been fine, especially cities like Guayaquil, where actually the presence of the police and especially the army even, they were actually established until a few days ago, more obvious. Now, since that actually people that actually decide to walk into a TV station and gun pointing, all of them are in jail right now. And so the things are actually coming back into normal. It's being normal or quite normal in the last few weeks already. So we are really happy that we have more visitors. Every location in Ecuador that is an important destination for tourism, it's being it's actually guaranteed to be safe, to work okay, normal, and everybody is being living this country with a big smile and happy to be in Ecuador. Yes, it's back to normal. It's almost back to normal. I'm not saying that actually we are totally perfect yet, but the process is working and we're moving on.
Yeah, thanks, Roberto. I get phone calls on this on an almost daily basis. Andy, I want to go to Ecuador. Is it safe? Can you guarantee security? And that's the message I've been giving people, Roberto, that you guys are on the ground. You know what the situation is. You're abreast of any changes, and Ecuadorians don't have any problems with tourists. That's not that's not what the civil unrest has been about. In fact, Ecuador depends heavily on international tourism, and the country is very much open for business. Black-chinned mountain tanager, what a stunning bird.
Yes, what a stunning tanager. Yes, it's one of those mountain tanagers, and it's called black chin. Look at the patch on the throat. The hood goes all the way to the chin, and the yellow crown is also very distinctive. These fill marks are actually important when you show up and you want actually to learn how to identify them right away. Look at the blue and look at the green, kind of dull green in the back, olive green in the back. Because actually we have more of these mountain tanagers, and there's another one that's quite similar. And if you know the fill marks, you will be able to identify this bird. And yes, Andy, this is officially my first time doing this type of guiding. It's very interesting. You have to learn a little bit of everything always, every day. So it's quite an interesting way actually to share with you guys the beauty of my country. I'm really, really happy to do this with all of you. Yes, I'm not nervous, but actually, you know, it's kind of a different way to share things with you guys. And then it's different. But there's a bunch of black-chinned mountain tanagers feeding on this banana.
Nice stuff.
And
Yeah.
we actually, yeah, we've been testing. Actually, interesting that it's very interesting that actually we've been feeding actually birds in high elevation country, even actually almost Paramo, and they come to the bananas too. So it's being interesting to see that actually, as long as the banana, look, the brown brown Inca actually just came to the feeder and he just left. And the purple-bibbed Coronet was actually feeding. So I was finishing this, telling you that actually by using bananas, we've been actually quite lucky to share with the world how we can, how many species of birds or what type of birds we have in that specific area. Go ahead, Andy. If you have purple-bibbed.
Caroline Woodall, thanks for your question. Roberto, is there any problem ever with altitude sickness problems? This is a common question I get as well on the telephone.
There's actually almost no problems with altitude. Everybody who actually shows up in Quito being actually a very important and high elevation city, but it's not that bad. It's only 2,810 meters above sea level. If you take easy in the first day or second days, if you have it's very easy to handle it. It's very easy to actually move on with it. And basically, we have good logistics to guarantee that everybody will be okay. So far, it's very unusual that anybody who actually lives maybe sea level or maybe in a lower country, it will get any issues. Look at that. We have a Mental Lagoon again. We have is one of those bush tanagers we use. Now it's called Chlorospingus, Oleaginous Chlorospingus, and eating actually a katydid, and that's a very unusual visitor of this. But look at the poor katydid. Actually, she
Is
paid
that
the price
dusky,
of this.
Roberto? Is it dusky?
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It's a dusky Chlorospingus. What? No, it's ochre-breasted. Sorry. Ochre-breasted tanager. So the sorry, my camera is what I'm seeing on the screen is not necessarily what actually. So I need to turn and check. And now we have because I'm not looking at the birds. I'm looking actually, but yes, it's up in the roof in the plastic. Ochre-breasted tanager. That's what we have here. But look, actually, that's why it's confusing. You can see the bill shows a little bit of yellow. So he's a young bird. That's why it was actually quite confusing. He's still actually maybe begging for food to their pants, and that's what we have. Ochre-breasted tanager, guys. And he's getting the adult plumage in the belly, but still a young. It's a sub-adult, in my humble opinion. Poor katydid. Well, anyway, any other question? You were saying about altitude. I hope I actually answered the question already.
Yeah. Caroline, I think from my point of view, the only danger is in Papiacta, the other side of the Andes, to Quito on the eastern side. And there we take birding groups up to about 4,000, 4,200 meters. And of course, it's foolish to fly in and shoot up to that kind of altitude straight away. We're asking for problems. So I think the onus is on tour operators to design itineraries which allow you to acclimatize gently and save the higher altitudes until the back end of your trip. when you used to being at 2,000, 3,000 meters in the Andes. But no problems, providing the itinerary is carefully managed and designed. Roberto, I mean, in the past 25 years, the Mindo area of Ecuador, where you are, has become the focal point of ecotourism in Ecuador. And actually, the tourist dollar has helped in local conservation efforts because people there have sustainable local income. How do you see that as a guide? Do you see that in action on a daily basis, the heavy emphasis on sustainability and conservation?
Yes, every day I can see that there's more people interested on nature. People that actually lives around, maybe they have a farm or something like that, and they found that actually maybe if they preserve forests, they will be able to put a hummingbird feeder or maybe a banana, and they will bring birds. And then they are learning about that and how beautiful they are. But also they need to preserve forests. They are learning that if they preserve forests, they are going to be able to see things that the neighbors are actually working on. They're seeing. So yes, in the last 25 years, there's been more people focused into conservation, into preservation of nature. But also at the same time, because of the pandemic, there's been more effects, side effects of the needs of the people to support themselves. They need to support their families, and deforestation is even also more obvious, more present. And the side effects of this deforestation is being showing a lot of locations. So it's kind of more people interested, but also more people trying to survive or trying to establish incomes, or a type of income, by maybe producing more milk or producing more cheese. There is actually that was the head of a dark-back wood quail coming into view. So that will be another highlight bird for this special morning. Let's hope that she will pop up again. I don't know if anybody got a good view of the head. We got a glimpse, but maybe she will come. Oh, that was cool. Dark-back wood quail.
We
Anyway,
didn't see it, Roberto, so let's just be patient there for a moment and see if it comes back.
yes, actually, that's what we are going to do. But look at that tricolored brush finch. Tricolored brush finch. It's a common visitor of the stations here. And yeah, Panchito is trying to hunt this bird with his camera. And we hope that he will pop up. Yes, and I've been guiding for more than 25 years actually in this country, and I see that more people wants to, or it's more obvious their love for nature. We have more bird watchers, we have more nature lovers. Almost in every region of this country, there's somebody actually popping up with new ideas about how to share the beauty of this country, nature of this country to the world. But at the same time, like I said before, I've been seeing more people actually cutting the forest down because they need to expand their agrarian frontiers. Oh, Panchito found actually again a glistening-green tanager. Look at that patch, orange, white, and reddish patch on the ear. It's a full-grown adult, and that's what a beauty. If it's a patch, it's more obvious. We can be talking about actually a male that actually is really what a beauty. Oops,
Yeah, that's in a black solitaire have been my two top birds from this session. Fantastic.
Oh, look at there's the quail dove, guys. We're talking about actually dark-back wood quail. Sorry, wood quail. There's the wood quail, and one of the we can see actually maybe 2 or 3 individuals here feeding, but now we have an adult there. Dark-back wood quail. What a beauty. That should be also another member of the list of birds that will be the top-notch. This is not easy. Very secretive birds, always actually in the forest floor walking. And what an amazing bird.
I think these feeding stations, Roberta, they've become a fixture, a regular sighting or outing on these birding tours in Ecuador, because 30 years ago, there weren't any feeding stations. And nowadays you can go to Ecuador and you can enjoy a mixture of what I call wild birding and walks, and also the set piece opportunities where you come to a site, then the birds come to you. It's easy. You sit down and these fabulous birds are right in front of your face.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, you're totally right, Andy. It was actually hard, but not. It was fun in 30 years ago to go and look for the birds, and if we were lucky, fine. If we don't, well, we will move on and keep looking. Now it's a little more easier. That actually increase our lists because actually to see these dark-backed wood whales, for example, in the forest, you can hear them for sure. You will hear them, but actually see them, that's a different story. With these stations, we can actually just sit on a bench and enjoy our coffee watching birds, and that actually makes an amazing sight. And these kind of stations are all over Ecuador right now. You can find different places, different lodges that they will have a feeding station, and we can actually increase our list.
Right. Roberto, just a word on tomorrow, because we're back tomorrow, same time. Where are you going to be tomorrow? Slightly different site.
We are going to actually be lower in elevation from where we are right now, a little bit northwest. So we will be actually discovering new species of birds in these.
Sarah, go to the hummingbird feeder, please. Sorry to cut you in, Roberto. There's a lovely long-tailed sylph. Sorry,
That's okay.
violet-tailed sylph.
Okay, I found this on the web. Go to the hummingbird.
Velvet purple coronet and long violet-tailed sylph was feeding on the hummingbird feeder. So back to the place where we are going to be tomorrow. It's Pedro Vicente Maldonado is the name of the little city, and also the valley, the county. So basically, we can we're going to be in a different location with new species of birds seeing in this amazing place.
So yeah, folks, join us tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock UK time, for a session further down the western Andean slope. The town of Pedro Vicente Maldonado, lots of the habitat around that town has been downgraded and planted with African palm forest. So to support the remaining patches of forest with ecotourism and sustainable income is really important for Roberto and his team, and us as an international tour operator as well. So do join us if you can tomorrow lunchtime. The plan for today is myself and Sarah, Roberto and the team will stay online for at least the next 5 to 10 minutes, see if any further birds come in. We'll email you all afterwards with the bird list from the session. If you have any questions, continue to type them into the Q&A or in the chat if you prefer. And as I say, we'll keep online for another 5 or 10 minutes. If you would like to donate to the conservation effort here at Amagusa, I think Sarah's going to say a few words and share a link, or maybe we'll email it afterwards. What are we going to do there, Sarah?
Yeah, that's no problem. I can share a link now. I'll just paste it into the chat. Yeah, folks. So the team have put in a huge effort today. So a huge thank you to Roberto Pancha and the rest of the team for bringing this all together for us. It's been a really early start for them, been setting up since about 5 a.m. their time. And the team are happily making this effort in the hope that you'll book a nature trek tour to visit them in Ecuador. But they're also doing it to raise much needed funds. So we're going to send around a donation link. And any money kindly donated by you today will go to the landowners of this reserve who have kindly let us run our tour there today. And the local area here is under immense pressure for logging and agriculture. So they'll use the money raised today to buy more land to help keep it protected, and also to buy camera traps and help fund conservation projects on the site. So please do follow the link, which I'll just paste into the chat now, where you can make a donation if you would like to. And later this afternoon, we'll email you a list of the bird species we've seen, along with that donation link in case you can't tear yourselves away now, which is very understandable. So you can look at that later for you to make a donation and contribute. And also you can register for our second virtual tour with the Ecuador team tomorrow, which will be in the lower Andean foothills. It's the same time tomorrow. So whether you're sitting in your back garden at home or on your lunch break, it really is a wonderful way to spend an hour, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, I love being away from emails and the general pressures at work for half an hour. It's a bit of escapism, less so than it was in lockdown when this really was, you know, a real breath of fresh air. But it's great to be back. We haven't done a virtual tour in Ecuador for a couple of years. And it's lovely to be sharing this experience with you all. Not quite the same as sitting now. I wish I was in Roberto's shoes right now. I'm getting quite nostalgic and wanting to get back to Ecuador, but this is the next best thing.
Well, actually, it's been wonderful. And like you guys actually are describing, yes, we need all of your support to guarantee the future of all of this forest. So my suggestion is, if you can donate, you can help us to support all of these infrastructures, especially Amagusa will be wonderful. So my suggestion is think about it and help us, because this is in behalf of everybody in this planet. If you have anything else, guys, Andy.
No, we'll just stay online, Roberto, I think until 10 to. So we've got another 9 minutes or so. We'll see if any new birds come in. We've had a fantastic list of birds so far. I mean, the solitaire, mossback tanager, the wood quail, glistening-green tanager, the rose-faced parrots. Yeah, plenty of great birds there.
That's one of the highlights about what we did. Actually, we got not necessarily a very long list, like we can easily get here in a couple hours, but quality birds. Can you believe actually we share with everybody actually this rose-faced parrot or the black solitaire? What an amazing morning.
Yeah. What do you hope to see tomorrow, Roberto? What new birds do you expect that we haven't seen today?
We might actually get toucans, especially. There will be actually maybe easier chances to get woodpeckers, maybe basically the lowland species of toucans, like the choco, that will be a highlight because it's endemic, or maybe yellow-throated toucan. That will be the new species of hummingbirds, like lowland species hummingbirds, maybe hermits in that list of hummingbirds, and maybe, who knows, maybe a crake or rail. Who knows? It's one of the things about the place where we are going tomorrow that actually has these special surprises. It will be wonderful to get actually woodpeckers, for example, or maybe wood creepers. That will be cool. Or in the Purnari, the family, for example, the foliage cleaners. Yeah, those will be maybe the things that we have to expect tomorrow.
Yeah, great stuff. Any more tanagers, Pancho or Roberto? Any more tanagers on the other camera, just to finish off?
No, so far actually, because it's believe it or not, it's actually quite windy. So they fit, they pull their stomachs with it, and they left. But there will be is always it's a glimpse of time. They will be actually coming back maybe in the next few minutes. So
yeah,
who knows? We'll keep posted.
Oh,
yeah, I can see the leaves and branches moving there. It looks quite windy, and as you said earlier, Roberto, it's quite unusual for that area to have that kind of wind.
Yeah. Oh yes, it's actually, we've been actually facing, or in the last year, the local people face actually a type of a very strong wind that actually collapsed a lot of trees. And that was maybe a year ago. That was actually very unusual for them. And it happens actually in all of this area, but we still don't know why or how often this thing, because it's very, like I said before, very unusual. I've been talking to the local people, why it's so windy, why we get some type of storms. And anyway, it's been many years since actually that happens before, but now we got a wind that actually keeps everybody maybe kind of moving. The temperature is getting a little chillier, a little cooler now. Look at that golden tanager with a black patch in the side of the eye.
Oh, we're just waiting. Yes,
it's very interesting. I'm looking the birds actually through the screen instead of looking the bird in the tree with my binoculars, and I guess actually it's a different way of looking at his stretching. But it's a different way actually to share with you guys the beauty of this country.
Yeah, I know you're really keen on your mammals as well, Roberto. What kind of mammals can you expect to see in the Ecuador and Andes?
Ooh, in the Andes, one of the highlights and one of the more common visitors of bananas, for example, is basically the taira. This type of weasel, quite large weasel, that's very opportunistic. They are actually more brownish in the body, but with a kind of yellowish, rusty head sometimes, or maybe the head is also, it's a very large weasel. You can get also maybe pumas. You can get 2 species of deer, especially in the brocket. It's called the brocket deers. This is also the perfect habitat for Andean bear. They're trying to change the name. They used to be called spectacle bears, but not every individual will have spectacles. That means actually white markings around the eyes. So Andean bear is the only species of bear that we have in South America. You can get also maybe if you go to the eastern slopes, you can get in the same elevation or maybe a little higher, you can get mountain tapirs. There's actually chances for us to see in the lowlands of Ecuador, especially in the Amazonia, you can get giant otters. We can get jaguars, ocelots, margays, oncillas. Jaguarundi is a small wild cat that actually looks same size of a domestic cat, but basically is much it's more slender and very secretive. Or you can get actually maybe in some locations you can get the another mammal. We can get I'm thinking monkeys, of course. In the lowlands we have actually more than 12 species of monkeys, including the smallest monkey in the world, like the pygmy marmoset that actually is maybe a little bigger than my thumb. It's an amazing primate that actually lives in specific forests, especially in the lowlands in the Amazonia, all the way up to maybe the 2 species of spider monkeys. They have long limbs and they have a prehensile tail. Howler monkeys, we have a couple species of howler monkeys, 2 species of spider monkeys. We have tiki monkeys that are actually also buckled like the howler monkeys because they are quite territorial. And the smartest monkeys in the New World, the capuchin monkeys. We have, according to new taxonomy, we have 3 species of capuchin monkeys, etc., etc., etc. The list is amazing. Bats and opossums and rodents. We can find here the capybara. Oh, look at that! It's a golden color honey creeper right there on the right. It's a male golden color honey creeper. Golden nape tanager in the middle and a golden tanager. All of the goldens are actually right there in that picture. Wow, what a lucky video right there. Everybody's seeing, I hope. Andy,
Yeah,
are you getting
fantastic.
excited?
I didn't think we were going to get anything new in the last few minutes, but you've pulled out a stunner there, Roberto.
There you go. I can see
Gorgeous.
that you are shaking. Yeah, you're sweating badly actually, just because of what I'm seeing right now here, right?
Yeah, we're just a couple of seconds behind you, but we've got that perfectly now. The golden naped tanager on the left and the golden collared honey creep on the right. Fantastic.
Fantastic. I agree. Fantastic.
So you can tell Roberto's passionate about his mammals. A mammal watching holiday in the neotropics is always a challenge because the mammals are so shy and nocturnal largely, but go with a guy like Roberto and he'll get you onto spectacled bears, mountain tapirs and some of those other mammals he just ran through. Glistening-green tanager. What a lovely end to the session this is. Blue-grey tanager, glistening-green.
Blue-grey green, yeah. I think actually one of the best places to see a good list of mammals without traveling much is Ecuador. To actually nature the trip, I'm always happy to share and lead these groups because I always actually, well, that's one of the things I love to have fun. I really like to have fun, and my passion is nature. So yeah, leading these groups, leading these trips is actually always a lot of fun for me. Look at that. That's a new bird for the list. That's a euphonia. We have an orange-bellied euphonia female. That was a orange-bellied euphonia to the right of the golden tanager. That's just kind of looks like actually he still have the habit of begging for food to Papa and Mama. That's why he was shaking his wings. Look at the glistening green tanager. Cool.
Yeah, fantastic. That's brilliant, Roberto. Well, I think on that note, that's a fitting finale, that close-up of the male glistening green. What a stunning little bird. Years ago, it used to be very, very hard to find, and now with the advent of reserves like Amagusa, increasingly accessible. Moss-back tanager, also to finish, gorgeous. Pancho and Roberto and all the team in Ecuador, Sarah, thanks to you too. I've really enjoyed this 50 minutes sharing everything with the audience. Thank you for joining us, folks. If you've enjoyed today, do come back tomorrow, same time on Zoom, and we'll share some more fantastic Ecuadorian birding. But for now, on that moss-back tanager, I think that's a nice way to sign off.
It's fantastic, Andy, isn't it? What a way to spend an hour. Also, I just want to give a quick mention, folks, to our roadshow webinars, which are underway. We've got 2 more still to come this season. The next one is Ghana's pangolins and picothartes. on Wednesday, the 15th of May, and the following week will be on African wild dog conservation and highlights of Botswana. That's the 29th of May at 7:30 p.m. So we'll send you a link so you can register for those later today. So we hope to see you there.
Well, guys, thank you very much. Sarah, Andy, and everybody. Thank you for sharing this time with us, and hope we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Roberto. See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Roberto. See you tomorrow. Bye, folks.
Bye.